यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health with great immunity, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you, the entire your family and friends. Let us begin Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse number 14th of 17th chapter. श्री भगवान वाच देवद्विज गुरु प्राज्ञ पूजनं शौचमार्जवं ब्रह्मचर्यमहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते. In the last session we have seen Bhagavan has introduced three kinds of yajnas. Now Bhagavan is enumerating three kinds of tapaha, austerity. There are three kinds of austerity. Before introducing three kinds of them, Bhagavan just, makes us understand what tapaha means. Normally, there are two meanings. The first one is willful self-denial. That's what the direct meaning of tapas. Tapas means, sharira pidanam. Bhashikara says, sharira pidanam means you harm your body, mind. Harm means in positive way, not harming in wrong way. Giving pidanam, painful experiences. Voluntarily, we suffer. We just follow certain discipline, like upavasa. Upavasa is what? Denying food. Like that, the indriyas must be restrained. They have to be organized. Indriyas, they are always keen towards their own respective objects. Now, eye is always keen to see the forms and colors. Ears are always fond of listening to music or words or some kind of problems, arguments. Like the mouth also always wants to speak about something. If there is no subject, then also it wants to speak something about others, good or bad, doesn't matter. It wants to speak. We use our organs for our need. That's what, in the beginning, we use our organs for our need. Any habit you begin with your organs, you will be the owner in the beginning. But as the time goes, when that habit becomes owner, it becomes malik, you become a slave. So take the habit of having chai. You take chai, you decide the time every day, then slowly the chai will dominate. Chai means not chai. Your mind and indriyas will form an alley. That alley will squeeze your buddhi, then you will become slave like Aladdin. That Aladdin and the genie, you become slave. If you want to skip or escape from that habit, no. It becomes very difficult for you to get rid of that habit. That's what the nature of our indriyas and mind. Now tapas means it's a kind of practice. Willfully you deny. Willfully means with strength you denied, I'm not going to have chai for 4 days. Or at least for 1 day on Vaikuntha Ekadashi day, I'm not going to have food, I'm not going to have chai, coffee or tender coconut, anything I'm not going to have. Nothing. Just I'm going to observe Upavasa in positive way. On the day of Shivaratri, I'm not going to sleep. Sleep is also is a requirement of the body. Willfully you deny the sleep. So whenever you sleep, whenever body needs to take rest, we allow the body to take rest. But after a certain period of time, the body dominates us, it sucks our energy and it asks us to just lie down after having enough sleep. It wants to continue us in the sleep itself. That is wrong. Therefore, disciplining our indriyas are called sharira tapas. No, that is called tapas. That is, shamaha, damaha, uparamaha, titiksha, shraddha, samadhanam. All of them were said as the tapas. But what here Bhagavan brings is a normal meaning. Normal meaning means what? Spiritual disciplines. There are, so the normal meaning with the external word, not with ourselves, but the discipline with our mind. What is that? Let us see here. Deva pujanam, dvija pujanam, guru pujanam, prajna pujanam. Then shaucham, arjavam, brahmacharyam, ahimsa. These are called shariram tapas. Now he categorizes there are 3 levels of tapas. Then he will be introduced. Every level of tapas is going to be 3 kinds according to the gunas. Now this tapas which can be observed by body, shariram tapas, means the tapas which can be adopted by our kaya, means kayikam tapas. Sharira tapas. What is that? Deva pujanam. Deva pujanam means what? Worshipping of the deities, worshipping devatas. If you go to Tirumala, you climb every steps and you practice in every steps, you show the bhavana of Lord Venkateshwara. Then when you reach, it's known as sharirikam tapas. Okay. Now this shariram tapas, which is shown, which is performed towards devata, is known as deva pujanam, is a shariram tapas. Then dvija pujanam. Dvija means brahmana. Dvija means twice born. Twice born means what? The person who is being initiated Gayatri. The initiation of Gayatri is also called as Brahma Upadesha. Brahma Upadesha. Brahma Upadesha means the Upadesha of Mahavakya. But here, Gayatri Upadesha itself is called as a Brahma Upadesha. Therefore, every father is considered as a great guru for his son. That is our tradition. Now you see, the father has to be a guru. A guru means who is able to initiate mantra. Initiate mantra is not a give and take. It's not just give and take. I am giving mantra, you just receive the mantra. No. In order to give, it's not giving, it's initiating. It's initiating means what? It is as equal to invoking the deity. You are going to enlighten your own son. Every father takes the responsibility. The last year there was one Vedic ceremony, means Upanayana ceremony. I was invited. I attended that function. When they invited, I asked the father, are you performing Sandhya? Then he said, Swamiji, I'm going out here and there. No, some days I perform, some days not. Then I said, I'm not going to come to that function. He was shocked a little bit. Then, he suggested, you perform at least for 6 months, continuously, thrice in a day or twice in a day. Then you fix the date, I would come. Then he followed what I said, because, the mantra is to be initiated. A mantra can be initiated, but the initiator has to be capable of initiating mantra. It is not just, uttering the mantra on the ear of somebody and he will receive, okay, I received. No. this physical, superficial mouth, superficial ears become invalid tool for that. Okay, that is the communication, the transferring that invocation one soul to another soul, that is known as initiation of the mantra. Mantra Diksha. And there are so many varieties of Diksha, Sparsha Diksha, Nayana Diksha, Kukkuta Diksha, Meena Diksha. There are so many Dikshas are available, but the concept of all of them is only to initiate, means invoke something in the receiver's buddhi, in the receiver's system. That is what is known as initiation. That is the first initiation, the initiation which is as equal to be born in one more Garbha. That Garbha is called Gayatri. That is called Gayatri. Once a person who is initiated Gayatri, he is twice born. He is born again. He is born again. He will be eligible if he follows Sandhya Vandana. He is the eligible person for initiating Shastra. Therefore, it is called Brahmopadesha. Brahma means here Veda. He means by initiating Upanayana ceremony, by initiating Gayatri in that Upanayana ceremony, he is given eligibility to study Vedas. Therefore, it is known as Brahmopadesha. That Brahmopadesha is the first initiation. Then he is called Dvijaha. But that Dvijaha, he should make effort. He should keep on chanting Gayatri. And he should also perform Samidhadhanam every day. Then he should study all Vedas, the Vedas which are prescribed to him. Finally, when he completes, he is called Dvijaha. That Dvijaha has to be worshipped. That Dvijaha is the pillar of the universe, because he practices Vedas not for his sake, for the sake of welfare of universe. A real Dvijaha who is known as a Brahmanaha, lives with Brahman, lives with Vedas. He becomes the boon, the person who doesn't have fear of death, the person who doesn't have the fear of samsara, the person who is just be endowed with Vedic mantras, rituals, proper attitude. That person is called Brahmana. That person is worshipped as the Deva Pujanam. He is equal to Deva. He also knows the dignity, That is what our Sanatana Dharma. That Brahmana takes the responsibility of others, not to dominate, to share this Vedic knowledge to all people, to help the people to understand the meaning of Vedas. That Dvija Pujanam is considered as the great austerity. Then the next is what? Guru Pujanam. Oh my God. It needs a separate session to describe. Gukarastvandhakaro vai rukarastan nivartakaha andhakara nirodhitvad gururitya vidhiyate. Go means the darkness, utter darkness, the darkness which lies with us for janmas, thousands of crores of janma. That darkness is removed by the remover. That remover, who removes it, is called Guru. Okay, that person who removes this darkness by bringing the knowledge of the self of the student is called Guru. Pujana means doing namaskara and showing attitude towards him is also called austerity. Therefore, Pada Sevanam, Guru Sevanam, and he injects, Shastra Sevanam too. That Guru Sevanam is also called what? Austerity, Tapaha. Then Prajnaha. Prajna means Jnanis. Jnanis means what? Prajna, there are two meanings. Knower of Upanishadic knowledge and knower of Vedic knowledge, called prajnaha, means jnani. We can say as a jnani. So jnani is also worshipped in our Sanatana Dharma. Hyatmajnam pujayet bhutikamaha. If you want to have prosperity in your life, just worship a jnani, means a wise person. Now, worshipping jnani is considered as tapas alone. Okay. Then shaucham, observing cleanliness, physically cleanliness. Now you see, this don't feel bad when I say this. We are not following that cleanliness as we did in ancient time. Our culture is not to eat all together. Our culture is to feed all people. Okay? Our culture is to give annadanam, anmadanam. Okay? Jnanadanam. That's what our culture is. Not sharing in one same plate, having food from the same plate. Uchchishtam. It is jhota bola jata hai. We don't do that. That is not cleanliness. And not following proper bath. One should take bath at least twice in a day, morning and evening. That bath means when you take bath, you have to also chant certain mantras. We don't clean. People are not aware how to do nyasa. So cleanliness through mantra, cleanliness through water, then the cleanliness through pure thoughts. So we are not doing at all. That's shaucham is a tapas. Keeping your mind always clean. Not becoming victim of your own raga dvesha, means likes and dislikes, is the cleanliness. Arjavam means always observing straightforwardness. What do you think? You perform. What is said in the Vedas, you perform directly without any omissions and commissions. Is called Arjavam. So Rama had that Arjavam. Brahmacharyam. Brahmacharya means having disciplined life. Okay. In personal life also, there must be certain kind of disciplines. Even in married life, you have to follow certain disciplined life, and one more meaning, the life which is dedicated to the knowledge of Vedas. Okay. Then ahimsa. Ahimsa, so non-violence, observing non-violence to any creature. Mahatma Gandhi performed that tapas. Therefore, still he is worshipped. He will be worshipped forever as Mahatma. These are called sharirikam, means shariram tapaha, means physical austerity. Uchyate. We'll go to next words. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Now the second tapaha, the second level of tapaha is described here, which is known as vangmayam tapaha, verbal austerity. Anudvegakaram vakyam, not harming others through our verbal activities. It becomes so dangerous because the words, this mouth, it is capable of creating something, it is capable of destroying something. Therefore, never let a wrong word to come out. Don't let come out any wrong word. Now, don't produce. What I mean to say, don't produce. In order to observe the discipline with your mouth, you should have been observed discipline with your mind. These all levels are interconnected. Anudvegakaram, not hurting anyone, not provoking anyone. That is also anudvegakaram. Not just talk, just glorifying, unnecessarily, falsely glorifying others. This is also udvegakaram, not provoking anyone, not giving pain through our words. It's known as Anudvegakaram Vakyam. Satyam, we have to observe the truthfulness with our mouth. Always speak truth. And people immediately will realize, it is impossible, sir, impossible, sir. When I say this, always people feel, Swamiji, it is impossible, impossible. No, it is possible. So one small baby, the kid who came to my camp, I asked him, what does your father do? He said, my father is not having job now, but my mom has told me to say, Papa is going for some office. What is that? I didn't say anything. I kept myself quiet. I didn't ask anything afterwards. That is what. Don't lie. That's our prejudice. Nobody will think wrong. If at all people think wrong, those people are wrong people. The people who always comment on others, they are not the proper people. They don't have the rights to comment on somebody. They may comment. The comment always, it has to be positive. If you want to comment positively on somebody, you are given rights. That is also not your job. But when people are commenting on others, they enjoy. That is wrong, wrong, wrong. That's ahimsa. Therefore, the satyam, observing satyam is a great tapas. Observing ahimsa, already ahimsa I've told. All these things Bhagavan have told in the 13th chapter, but here he brings into the division. Ahimsa is kayikam ahimsa. Now, the satyam is verbal, means vachikam tapas. Okay, observing truth, being with truthfulness. Priyahitam chayat. Always, speak something, which is desirable and which brings pleasurable experience. Swadhyaya abhyasanam. Do chanting, parayana. All these chanting parayanas are called great tapas. They are called vachikam tapas. Yajna means it is vachikam tapas alone. Though it involves all kinds of tapas, but mainly it is dependent on the mantras. Therefore, I said, the mouth is capable of creating. It is capable of creating a new world. It can destroy the world, what and all the world exists. Therefore, our mouth has to be utilized in order to study, in order to do parayana, in order to chant mantras. These are all called Vangmayam tapas. Vangmayam tapas means what? Verbal austerity. Then the next words. Manah prasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityetat tapomana samuchyate. Those tapas, those are called manasika austerity. Manasika means it is the tapas which is by the mind. They call it manasikam tapas. Here Bhagavan have told manasam tapas, mental austerity. Manaha prasadaha. To have the clarity, the mind which is endowed with clarity, that clarity which comes with the help of shastric knowledge, the knowledge from Shastra, it is not mana prasadaha, is practicing the prasadaha means the clarity in our activities is called the tapas of the mind. Saumyatvam. Saumyatvam means letting our thoughts be pure. Always, we are taking allay with, having allay with the good thoughts, because mind is a kind of land. So in that land, good plants also will come. Then the plants, poisonous plants also will come. We have to be endowed with good plants. Okay, that's what is known as living with good thoughts. Patanjali says that is what is samadhi. Yogaschitta vritti nirodha. Nirodha means, cessation of all wrong thoughts. Cessation means what? To give up the wrong thought by taking support, by living with the good thoughts. That's what is said, saumyatvam. Being with pleased mind means being with the mind which is endowed with shanti. Maunam atma vinigraha. Maunam means not blabbering, Maunam means not observing maunam, always keeping silence. It's not the meaning. Maunam means it's mahamaunam. Mahamaunam means the words, means the sentences and the words are used to express dharma. He opens mouth only to speak the truth. He opens the mouth only to establish dharma, not to do propaganda of his own glories. No. He just speaks the sentence or the speaking which helps others. Atma vinigraha. He observes self-control, mind control. Bhava samshuddhi. And always having proper attitude with every activity is known as manasika tapas. Okay. So now Bhagavan have completed this bhava samshuddhi, I have to tell you. Bhava samshuddhi which comes by studying Vedanta alone. Then alone you can bring the bhava, the samatva. Brahma bhava is because of Vedanta alone. You may get chitta shuddhi by other actions, but Brahma bhava and prasada bhava, everything is because of Vedanta. With the scripture alone, you can elevate yourself up to that level. All those things are called manasam tapas. Now Bhagavan have completed the 3 levels of tapas. Now he is going to categorize 3 kinds of tapas. Let us read it. Shraddhaya paraya tattam tapas tatrividham naraihi aphalakankshibhir yuktaihi satvikam parichakshate. Tapas, whether it is mental or verbal or physical tapas, which are observed, with shraddha. That tapas also performed without the expectations, as we saw, aphalakankshibhir. The same word is utilized. Aphalakankshibhi yuktaihi satvikam parichakshate. That which is performed with a proper attitude. What is the proper attitude? For welfare of the universe. He just sacrifices the selfishness. He sacrifices, he brings the proper attitude. That attitude is yajna bhavana. Now, when a person does tapas and performs yajna, that yajna becomes so beneficial. That is what is known as sattvika tapas. Then the next words, satkaramana pujartham tapodambhena chaivayat kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalamadhruvam. In order to gain the respect among the society, from the society, in order to show its glory, in order to show our glory, the yajnas, the tapas which are performed, is saying like that, I observe upavasa on every Ekadashi, So twice in a month I never eat anything. I don't talk with the people. So like this kind of, self-propaganda. And I observe Maunam for a day. Like letting the people to know, through that one wants to consume and receive the respect. That's what is known as, it is Rajasam Chalam Adhruvam. The fruit of it is non-eternal. It is, just temporary. That's known as Rajasam. Then the next words. Modhagrahenatmano yat pidaya kriyate tapahat parasyotsadanartham va tattamasamudahrutam mudagrahena. Without having clarity, with a delusion, the tapas which is created, which is performed, paining others and paining one's own self, in order to slay others, doing parayana of Lalita Sahasranama in order to destroy the neighbor, that is not proper tapas. That tapas with a wrong intention, that tapas in which there is a selfishness, that tapas which involves harmful activity of others and one's own self is called tamasam. That's all. Now we have completed the tapas topic. From the next words, Bhagavan is going to continue the topic of Dhanam. That we will continue from the next session tomorrow. May the Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity and great immunity among us, to us, for us. For that we will just continue with the chanting of the great mantra Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.